Good morning, students. Today in this chapter we will learn about how to read the time. First, we should know about the clock face. What is there on the clock face? So, students, you can see there are numbers written on the clock. Numbers written from 1 to 12. How many numbers are there on the face of the clock? 12 numbers are there. Starting from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And you can see there are two arrows made. These two arrows are called hand of the clock. These two arrows are called hand of the clock. The long hand, which is green in color, is minute hand. The longer hand, which is green in color, is minute hand. And the smaller hand, which is red in color, is short hand. And this is called hour hand. The small hand, which is in red color, shows hour. What is the time in the clock? So we can see in this clock there are two hands. One is minute hand, which is in green color, and one is hour hand, which is in red color. One more hand is there in this, which is seconds hand, but I am not showing that because that is not of use just now. So there are three hands in a clock. One is minute hand, one is hour hand, and one is seconds hand, but second hand I am not showing. Next, now you can see, students, there are numbers written 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, which is written in green. Why it is written in green? Because they are showing minutes on the face of a clock. Because they are showing minutes. Because the longer hand is in green color, which shows minutes. So the numbers written here are also written in green color. So there are 60 minutes on the face of a clock. How many minutes are there on the face of a clock? 60 minutes. You have to multiply any number by 5 because between 12 and 1 there are 5 minutes. You can see a small 4 lines are there in between 12 and 1. 5 lines are there. So we can say there are 5 minutes between 12 to 1. Between two numbers there are 5 minutes on the face of a clock. So you have to multiply by 5 when you find any minute on the number. For example, if I want to see at when minute hand points 3, what is a minute? That is 5 3 are 15 minutes. If the minute hand points 2, that means the minute is 5 2 are 10 minutes. At 1 minute is 5 1 are 5. So starting from 1, we can read the table of 5. 5 1 are 5, 5 2 are 10, 5 3 are 15, 5 4 are 20, 5 5 are 25, 5 6 are 30, 5 7 are 35, 5 8 are 40, 5 9 are 45, 5 10 are 50, 5 11 are 55 and 5 12 are 60. So we can say there are 60 minutes on the clock face. We have to multiply by 5 to find the minutes. Next question now. Now there are 12 numbers on the face of a clock. These 12 numbers shows hour. What they shows? Hour. So we can say on the face of a clock there are 12 hours only. But in one day there are 24 hours. But in one day there are 24 hours. That is from midnight 12 to 12 noon there are 12 hours. Again from 12 noon to 12 midnight there are 12 hours. So we can say in one day there are 24 hours. But on the face of a clock there are 12 hours only. First, the hour hand move clockwise from 12 to 12, from midnight to 12 noon, when it shows 12 hours. But after 12 noon, again it takes a rotation and it completes full one round and complete 12 hours again. So there are 24 hours in one day. So that hour is denoted by red color, which is hour hand. Now see, this explanation is written in green color. This is the explanation of minute hand. So minute hand is a long word. As minute is a long word, so we can say minute hand is the longer hand. As minute hand is the longer word, so we can say this long arrow is a minute hand. And the short hour is a short word. Hour is a short word, so the hour hand is the smaller one. If you forget which one is the hour hand, which is a minute hand, you can think that the smaller hand is hour hand because hour is the smallest word, and the bigger hand is the minute hand because the minute hand is the bigger word, so it shows minutes. Next, when the minute hand is pointing to 12, now how to read the time? Now very important is how to read the time. So when the small hand is at 3 and a minute hand is on the 12, or you can say when minute hand is always on 12, we can say we read the time as o'clock. O'clock means, now wherever the short hand is, we can say if the short hand is at 3, it means it is 3 o'clock. When the minute hand is at 12, we read the time as o'clock. O'clock means, like if shorthand is at 3, so we can say 3 o'clock. If the shorthand is at 5 and minute hand is at 12 only, we can say 5 o'clock. If it is at 8, small hand, we can say 8 o'clock. Now the minute hand is pointing to 12. See, minute hand is pointing to 12 only, but the hour hand is at 5 now. So we can say the time is 5 o'clock. Minute hand is always pointing to 12 and small hand is at 5. That is, hour hand is at 5. So my time is 5 o'clock. You can open now exercise 56, in which what I have explained just now is there. Now see, in the exercise 56, look at the clocks and write the time. Here you can see, students, small hand is at 8 and the longer hand is at 12. Small hand is at 8 and 12, longer hand is at 12. That is, hour hand is at 8 and minute hand is at 12. So we can say our time is 8 o'clock, because I just now explained whenever the minute hand is at 12, we read as o'clock, and short hand is at 8, so we can read as 8 o'clock. Next one, the minute hand is at 12 and this hour hand is at 5, so we read as 5 o'clock. So you can complete the exercise as I have given in the assignment. I have written all the answers in the assignment. You can see from the assignment or write, or you can understand and do it by yourself. Next, now you can see there is a plus sign. I have divided the clock in 4 parts. So you can see in every part there are 15 minutes. Here you can see 15 minutes, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. So we can say 15 minutes. Again here you can see another quarter, 1, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. So 15 minutes here again. 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, again 15 minutes in the third quarter. And here 5 here, 5 here, 5, again 3. 15 minutes. So we can see there are 4 15 minutes. There is 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, and 15 minutes here. So we can see then when the minute hand completes 15 minutes, it is completing 1 quarter, because I have divided the clock face into 4 quarters. And each quarter is having 15 minutes. So we can say there are 4 quarters in the face of a clock, and 15 minutes represent 1 quarter. So whenever it is written 15 minutes, we can read it as quarter past or quarter to. Now, when the minute hand is at 6, when the minute hand is pointing to numeral 6, we say that the time is half past. Why half past? Because at 6 it completes 30 minutes. 5 6 are 30. At 6 it completes 30 minutes. 5 6 are 30 minutes. And 30 is half of 60. On the face of clock there are 60 minutes and half of 60 is 30. So we can read, when the minute hand is pointing to 6, we can read it as half past. So here the clock shows half past 2, and the small hand is between 2 and 3, because minute hand is completed half minutes, or we can say half past, or we can say 30 minutes. So the hour hand will come between 2 and 3. It will also complete half part between 2 and 3. So the time read will be 2:30 or half past 2. Always we read the hour hand before time. Like the hour hand is between 2 and 3, so we'll read the time as 2. We'll not read 3. Till it is not pointing to 3, we will read the time as 2 only. So Now the hour hand is halfway in between 2 and 3. So we can say it is 2:30 or half past 2. Now you can open exercise 58. In that you can see the small hand is between 1 and 2 and the minute hand is pointing to 6. So we can read as 1:30. Between 1 and 2 means we will not read 2. We will read 2. 1. Shorthand or our hand is between 1 and 2. So we will read time as 1 o'clock. Till it is not pointing to 2, it will remain 1 o'clock only. And it is pointing to 6. Minute hand is pointing to 6 means how many minutes? 30 minutes. So we can read as 1:30. As we have to write the time in two ways. So first we will write the time as 2 dots between and 30. So it is 1:30, and in another form we can write it as half past 1 because 30 minutes have been passed, which is half of 60. So we can read as half past 1. This is half past minutes and 1 is 1 hour. So it is half past 1. Then 11:30. You can see the small hand is between 11 and 12. The small hand, which is our hand, is between 11 and 12. So the our hand shows 11 hour and the minute hand is pointing to 6. That is, it is 30 minutes. 5 6 are 30. So we can read the time as 11:30. Or in another way we can say half past 11. We can read as half past 11 because 30 minutes when it is pointing, it shows half past, and when shorthand is between 11 and 12, so it is 11 hours. So we can say half past 11. Now, when the minute hand is pointing to the numeral 3, we say the time is a quarter after past. Here the clock shows a quarter past 7 or 7:15. As I have explained, there are 4 quarters in the clock. So here we can say when 15 minutes have been passed, because the minute hand is pointing at 3, where it shows 5 3 or 15. So from 12 to 3 it has completed 15 minutes. So we can say it has completed quarter past because 15 minutes make 1 quarter. So we can say it is quarter past, and the hour hand is between 7 and hand. The hour hand is between 7 and 8. So we can read as 7:15. The time is 7:15, or we can read as quarter past 7, or we can read as quarter past 7. Exercise 59. Here you can see the minute hand is at 3. So it is 15 minutes and the short hand is between 5 and 6. So we can say it is 5. So we can say the time is 5:15. First we write the hour and afterwards we write minutes. So 5:15, and as 15 minutes make 1 quarter, so we'll write quarter past 5. As 15 minutes make 1 quarter, so we can read as quarter past 5. One more question, last. Here you can see the minute hand is at 3, which shows 15 minutes. 5 3 are 15. So here 15 minutes have been passed. And the hour hand is between 1 and 2. So we read the time as 1:15. We read the time as 1:15, and or in another way we can read as 15 minutes make 1 quarter. So we can read as quarter past 1. We can read as quarter past 1. So either we can write 1:15 or we can write quarter past 1. So this is for today.